I'm sorry, like I'm open to trying stuff, but not some like that.
No, I wouldn't try that.
Your entire family doesn't get along. You all talk about each other.
They're eating peasant food.
You don't come to a place with family values and good food and critique it and say, oh, they're eating peasant food.
He's not demeaning the culture. He's not talking bad about his culture. He's just pointing out facts.
Facts.
Throw it all away, forget yesterday, we'll make the great escape. So dudes, welcome back to the #1 YouTube channel in the entire world. Today we're going to be diving balls deep into Andrei and Elizabeth's relationship and be reviewing them on the Tell All. So sit back, grab some popcorn. We're going to have a great conversation about this couple as a family. How frat do I look right now, guys? Be honest with me. Am I a frat star or am I a frat star? Are you rushing the Yourwetsock fraternity, dude?
What's up, Miss Tasty? What's up? What's up?
You know what? On second thought, let's lose the glasses. Yeah, way less now, right? So as you all are aware, we've been looking into Andrei's deep, dark past. But just as we were launching our Yourwetsock investigation into Andrei's deep, dark past, he actually revealed his dark past of working for the Moldovan police department and then fleeing the country because of the corruption in the police department. And he left because there were better opportunities in Ireland, but also he didn't want to be framed, or he was running away from the corruption. That's what he says numerous times when he talks to Elizabeth and her family.
This is BS. This is BS. Why are we here?
And I, as well as you, called BS on Andrei's story right away because 1, he's not smart enough to be a detective. 2, this guy's story doesn't add up at all. And 3, he even verified for himself that Elizabeth and her family are never gonna find out about me. He literally says that. So there's more to the story that he's not revealing to Elizabeth and her family.
What a loser.
I find it kind of funny that Andrei and Elizabeth went with this whole shtick of trying to uncover Andrei's dark past and make him seem like a mysterious person that could have been in the mafia. This guy doesn't have the work ethic to be in the mafia, people. Come on, wake up. Have you guys seen the movie Casino or Goodfellas? Do you think Andrei could roll with that crew? No shot. They'd be like, this guy's an idiot. Get him out of here. Go put him in the desert. 90 Day Fiancé fans across the world are also baffled at the fact that they keep persisting about Andrei's deep, dark past, but Elizabeth's family has a little bit of a dark past themselves, right? I mean, we won't go too deeply into it, but there's definitely some stuff there, buddy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really bored about all the couples this season. I feel like they need fresh blood. They need new people in there because at this point, it's like none of them are really entertaining for me to watch. Here's a crazy idea, TLC. Why don't you put me and Blair Walnuts on there? We'll entertain the crowd for you. I mean, if you guys really think about it, B and I are doing the 90 Day Fiancé the other way right now because we're living in Eastern Europe. So I feel like, yo, TLC, hit us up, dog. Or just have me replace Sean. It's like I've said before, if she's a journalist, I'm a journalist. Well, that's enough talky-talky. I'm a little bit of a chatty Cathy. Let's dive into the tell-all right now because I'm eager to review it with my wet socks.
I don't recognize her. What's going on?
People may say what she's like Michael Jackson 3.0. You know what I mean?
Okay, so right away, Andrei's starting off strong. He says that Larissa looks like Michael Jackson 3.0 because of all the plastic surgery she's got. I think Kenny Powers would be proud of Andrei here because he's throwing dingers right away. I think that was a pretty good line. I don't know if this is Andrei's original line or one of the TLC joke writers wrote that joke for him, but I'll tell you what, the delivery was mwah. Money chef's kiss delivery, Andrei.
People may say what she's like Michael Jackson 3.0. You know what I mean?
At least I have a job.
At least I have a jobby.
Brazilian butt lift.
And are you getting this all in one procedure?
Okay, so Larissa's doing her thing. She's getting a Brazilian butt lift. We've seen the Brazilian butt lift because we bought her OnlyFans account. Guys, make sure to watch that video because I review Larissa's OnlyFans so you don't have to purchase it. I took the hit for you guys, so please go watch that video. Show some support. Comment below on the video and let me know what you guys think about it.
All in one.
I think a person's got to be careful in spending too much. You know, like you say, you have family back home to make sure that you also can give them a little bit.
Everything that I'm doing for my kids, I send the money to my daughter.
Where is her kids right now?
What are your thoughts on her kids?
Yeah, why do you think that you have to talk about my kids?
Because this is the subject about kids.
But I don't talk about your kids. Don't talk about mine. Stop to below.
Honestly, with the Larissa kid situation, let me know what you guys think. I do think it's really strange that at one point in the show, Larissa was struggling and asked her dad for money and like $5,000 or $10,000. I forget about the amount. But the point was the dad was like, yeah, follow your dreams and I'll watch one of your kids. I think the dad was watching one of her kids and then the other kids, I don't know where they are. I don't know Larissa, but I do think it takes a special kind of selfish mother to just abandon their kids and move to the US and not really care about your children.
What about the kids?
Fuck them kids, bro. Look.
You know what I mean? Like, I do think she's a very selfish person, very self-serving person. With all the money she's gotten, she's dumped it into herself to make herself look as great as possible. Do I know that she's sending money to her daughter or her kids? No. Do I want to believe that? Yeah.
The subject is about kids. You have 3 kids, and you're sitting in the US, you're doing surgery on your face, and we're talking about kids.
Okay.
You don't have more else to say about my kids.
Okay, you're cursing right now. Stop a little bit.
Definitely an alpha male.
Wow, Andrei actually won that argument with Larissa, I'm pretty sure. And you know what? I find it pretty shocking that they actually brought up the kid situation with Larissa. I feel like that's the thorn in her side, the fact that she left her kids, didn't really care about her kids when pursuing her American dream. Usually when Larissa or other cast members do an interview with anybody, they play softball with them, they don't ask them the hard-hitting questions. And Andrei right off the back confronted her about the thorn in her side, which turns out to be her children. So I find that pretty interesting that this conversation topic even happened.
Like handling the house and stuff, that's like my work. Like I'm not gonna go down like for work that are not worth the time, or you know, like I'm not gonna do it at all.
I'm not discrediting you as a dad because you're an amazing father, but
yeah.
I think that you could be doing a lot more because you do have potential.
So clearly with Andrei and Elizabeth's living situation and work situation, Elizabeth feels like Andrei can do more around the house, especially in the work department, and Andrei feels like he likes the way things are. He's very comfortable.
And now that we have more time, I feel like I'm fully capable of handling Ellie and working at home. So it's like,
well, it comes to a new age. We'll see about like it's.
I just feel like you would feel a lot better.
She's growing up a little bit, and we'll see.
Let me show you all the amenities for channel members. First, we got for all channel members custom badges and emojis handcrafted digitally in the United States of America. It's no secret that right now times are tough for Americans, but you know who doesn't take jobs away from Americans? The patriotic Yourwetsock. Cause I'm proud to be an American. Still not impressed? Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about live streams. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about live Q&As with your boy, preferably over cocktails. These live Q&As are gonna happen all the time, and it's gonna be good vibes. I'm gonna crack open a beer and answer all of your wildest questions, but no butt stuff, all right? Because I have a reputation to uphold as a good Texas Christian, okay? You will gain access to never before seen videos. Example of these videos include categories such as vlogs, documentaries, mood bombs, whatever I feel like making in that moment. Wait a second, exclusive content. Are we starting to vibe? That's a good perk. What are we thinking about that?
How do you feel about Andrei's role in the family?
I feel like we're too concerned about male and female roles in the house, and they just need to figure out like what works for them.
I agree with Tanya here, and it's especially hard to get a read on Elizabeth and Andrei's relationship because Elizabeth is a little bit of a turncoat. You know, we've seen it on the show where she'll be like, Andrei, how could you do that? And then 1 second later, she'll turn to her family and be like, guys, how could you do that? Leave my husband alone. So she kind of plays both sides of the field. So we can see Elizabeth playing up both sides and pitting them up against each other. I feel like she loves the drama. I think she can smell the drama from a mile away and actually gets off on it. Okay, so Andrei says that right now Elizabeth is making a lot of money and he feels comfortable staying home raising his daughter because no one can do a better job raising his daughter than him. And I agree, dude. No one's gonna do a better job of raising their kid than Andrei. I mean, look, he's a very attentive father, and we can see that by how when they go in a grocery store, their daughter's touching everything, even the conveyor belt where all the food goes on, that's really dirty. She's touching everything. And Andrei's nowhere to be seen. He's actually zoning out, walking through, going through the motions of being a dad. This guy's gonna be a great dad.
Kalani, let me get your take. What is...
Who does the outside work, and lately he's been helping put Kennedy to sleep, and then he'll do little things here and there and so on. Like sometimes he'll do the dishes, or sometimes he'll clean up the playroom, or it's not like consistent things. It's like sometimes he'll do it.
Andrei and Asuelo seem a bit out of it, but that's to be expected. They had a really late night last night playing Call of Duty, you guys. You know, they play squads instead of actually looking after their kids. They started because they have weak pull-out games, and they didn't pull out. Now they have kids. Kalani says that Asuelo does little things around the house, and then explains what those are, and he just stares into the camera with those dead, soulless eyes because he wants to move back to Samoa. He doesn't want to be a father. We've already made a video about this couple, so definitely go watch that video after this video because it slaps. But my advice to them is both people can work and both people can take care of the kids. It's 2020. Just don't be a lazy bum.
Elizabeth, does Andrei really do all of the work that is required by a stay-at-home parent?
No, he basically just takes out the trash and mows the lawn.
You're
Did I miss anything?
basically just like saying something but it's not true right now.
Really, man. You know what? I could tell that Andrei has a great work ethic by how he put on a tool belt to mount a TV. Hello, Mr. Cameraman. Can you get this? I am man of the house. I am mounting television. I'm still the man of the house. And Libby, you can't tell me to work harder. No, she can tell you to work harder. And you should respect your wife's opinion. Because if you're not pulling your weight in the relationship, that's just damaging to you and your family. And you're just being a bum, man.
Come on, man. But I'm still man of the house. That doesn't change anything.
I feel like we're just too concerned about gender roles. Like, I don't even know what the man of the house is. Like, what is the man of the house role supposed to be?
And why does it say who makes more money calls the shots, you know? Like, it's just like it doesn't work like that.
It's the couple of the house in my house.
Oh yeah, Angela, is it the couple of the house in your household? Is that why you won't even let Michael get a job because you're afraid of him being around other girls in the workspace? You didn't even hit me back with that cameo. Looks like you're not only insecure, you're also a
I love how you have all these shitters talking about this, like, oh, their household's so much better. And then you got Debbie saying, absolutely. Where she looks to like Colt, like, absolutely. Me and Colty's relationship, it's a 50-50 deal. So creepy. What a creepy old lady. So before you know it, Elizabeth invites her family over and they actually come on the tell-all too and they start talking. First subject they tackle is the food in Moldova. And you know what? Before we get into it, we need to revisit a clip of them on the show when Elizabeth's family talks about the food in Moldova because it pissed off every single Eastern European, myself included. I'm mad about it because it's just a very demeaning thing to say that they said about Moldova, the people, and the food.
I feel like I'm gonna lose weight while I'm here because of this food, like I can't eat any of it.
Oh, really, Jen? That's funny. You feel like you're gonna lose so much weight you can't eat any of the food in Moldova. Well, you've never seen fruit and pastries in your life because that's what's on the table, kid.
Ah, you dumb bitch!
I feel like I'm gonna lose so much weight here because I can't eat any of the food. I mean, grapes? Are you serious? You're gonna eat fresh, organic fruit? Ew, like, that's just disgusting. Where the fuck is Starbucks?
Andrei was over here eating that bread with the pork fat on it like it was nothing. I'm like, dude,
disgusting.
that's disgusting,
Yeah.
dude.
Wait, I wonder if the reason they eat pork fat is because it's like cheap and it's like almost like the scraps. That's
You're in
why.
a poor country, dude.
They're eating peasant food.
Maybe you should shut up.
Oh, peasant food. That's rich. They're eating peasant. I can't believe this guy just said that. Okay, let me correct you on a couple things, right? The food in Eastern Europe is phenomenal. Okay, a lot of the dishes date back hundreds and hundreds of years. So first off, let me talk to you about something. You guys have no culture. Facts. Your entire family doesn't get along. You all talk shit about each other. You don't come to a place with family values and good food and critique it and say, oh, they're eating peasant food. What the fuck do you eat?
Bruh, look at this dude.
This family's really sitting there with all their double chins talking about how they don't like the food there and it sucks and it's peasant food. Meanwhile, they've never seen grapes and pastries before. Cool.
I'm sorry, like I'm open to trying stuff, but not some like that.
No, I wouldn't try that.
Yeah.
Points at grapes and pastries. I mean, I feel like, bro, give it a chance. You know, you guys might get rid of those double chins if you start eating a little bit healthier.
Savage.
Have some humility, you know? No one's got any respect these days, Ricky. What happened to respect?
Your reaction to Chuck calling the food there peasant food?
He doesn't have like respect at all. That's why, like,
This is actually
this.
This is my first time seeing that, and that's disappointing because my husband is nowhere near a peasant, and neither is his culture, so.
Oh, here we go. Classic flip-flop Elizabeth. My husband is not a peasant and neither is his culture. Elizabeth always has to be on the right side of the argument. She constantly flip-flops. That's why we call her Flip-Flop Elizabeth. Now let's see how her family responds to this.
What I meant was, like, normally Americans would throw that food out, but you know, you've learned how to use it and put it in your diet.
You're not throwing
Basically
away bacon, Chuck. What are you talking about? You're not throwing away bacon. You're eating bacon
That wasn't
like
bacon.
every morning. I know
That
for
was-
sure
that
you're
was-
eating bacon. You're a meat lover, so.
That wasn't bacon.
Right now, Chuck and Andrei are talking about one specific dish that was like pig fat, and Andrei said, you eat bacon all the time, and they're going back and forth about this. Chuck comes out right at the gate to say, this is what I meant. So right away, he's trying to defend himself and dig him out of this hole. Here's the thing, Chuck. You can't have one dish from Moldova and say that all of the food in Moldova and all the dishes, it's peasant food. These people eat peasant food. That is so demeaning when you haven't tried all the dishes. You can say, I don't like a dish. You could say, oh, I don't like that gelatin dish they eat over there. That's really strange. Everyone's entitled to their culinary opinion in terms of food and what they're eating, what they want to eat. That's not an issue. But when you say something like all these people in this country, in this place in the world, eat peasant food, that's so demeaning.
Let me get Charlie in here. When you see yourself on camera actually talking about the culture, is it embarrassing to you at all? Do you regret anything you said?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
He's not demeaning the culture. He's not talking bad about his culture. He's just pointing out facts.
Shut up.
Okay, so Charlie's over here saying no regrets, and then Jen's over here saying he's not demeaning the culture, he's just stating facts. He's actually not pointing out facts because it's not a fact that the food in Moldova is peasant food. That is not true. I'll tell you a true fact though, Jen. You definitely peaked in high school. You strike me as that girl that goes and studies abroad, and then the minute she gets back from studying abroad in Paris for 1 semester, starts telling all her friends, oh my god, this doesn't even compare to Paris. When I was in Paris, oh my god, we went out every night, and it's just so different here. I can't relate to any Americans now because I studied abroad in Paris.
It's just nonsense.
You come into a new culture, you should respect that and actually embrace that, not be pushing it back and be commenting back.
You shouldn't be real about his opinion. I mean,
Opinions don't have to be rude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, you know what, guys? I'll be honest, this is a weak-ass counter-argument. Opinions don't have to be rude. No, that's not the case at all. Opinions can be rude. I can get up here right now and I can say that most of the people on this cast are fucking stupid as shit. And that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. I think everyone's entitled to their opinion. So opinions can be rude. That's a weak-ass argument. What you should have said was, you're spreading misinformation about this country, saying that every meal and all the food in the country is peasant food. That is not true. Those are not facts. And then you should form an actual counter argument instead of saying you can't say mean things because mean things could hurt somebody's feelings. Next thing you know, Andrei and Elizabeth's father and brother start talking about that magical moment when they almost had a fist fight at dinner.
Dropping F-bombs to Libby, saying you wanted to kick Charlie's ass. Meanwhile, we're sitting in the restaurant with your friends by ourselves, paying the bill while you're getting in the car and leaving.
Yeah, that was immature, man.
Yikers, I guess Chuck picked up the tab for that dinner when Andrei and Charlie tried to fight each other. That's pretty awkward. I mean, how embarrassing is it when your in-laws come to your home country and you're gonna get married again for a second time, actually. I don't know many people that have 2 weddings, but this guy does. And you're about to get married for a second time, your in-laws are in, and you don't pick up the tab. It's really not classy at all.
He was heated. He wasn't going to calm down.
Are you seriously defending that right now? You seriously defending that action right now?
What do you expect me to do? To stay over here and just like continue with stuff, you know, and destroy the whole idea of a wedding and everything?
I think Elizabeth's family is sticking to their guns a little bit too much. I mean, at some point they have to look at themselves and say, what did I do? And they were asking Andrei a lot of loaded questions about his past. It seemed like they weren't willing to drop the topic, which led to that altercation between Andrei and Charlie. So in his defense, when he's with his family and it's a joyous occasion and bringing the families together, talking about him marrying Elizabeth for a second time, I don't think that he should be interrogated about his past at that setting at dinner. I actually felt like Charlie and Chuck were wrong to be so inquisitive at that dinner, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. After Andrei is persecuted for his past transgressions, they move on to the fact that Andrei actually was yelling at Elizabeth a little bit, and then Chuck confronts him about this and says,
all you were doing was cussing at her, telling her, like, let's leave. What's your excuse for treating her like that in the parking lot? She had nothing to do with it.
How did I treat her? It was a heated argument. What did I say?
You were yelling at me.
You treated her like...
Well, what do you know? Flip-Flop Elizabeth is back saying that you yelled at me. You treated me bad. I'm the victim. And then next thing you know, Angela comes in there with the, you treated her like shit. Well, you treat Michael like shit, Angela. I feel like I'm going on a broken record, or like I feel like I'm going on a tangent, or maybe I'm just the only sane person in the room, even though I'm a little bit crazy. Because no matter what happens, these people keep flip-flopping and all the Americans stick together. And aren't you guys just so over it? I'm so bored with this season. It's just been so boring. I need fresh blood to review.
Maybe you need to say enough. Everyone knows that he does have an anger problem.
But I think we have to start counting how many times we're forgiving actions that tend to show patterns and whatnot. So that's the only thing I would say, just be careful of.
Yo, dude, group therapy sessions are so dope, especially about relationships when none of you people have successful relationships. Oh, man.
You know, as her big brother, I want him to respect her and treat her good. And he just seems like he's disrespectful to not only her, me, my dad, you know. Even after like all the stuff my dad's done for him, you know, he's still like, you know, disrespectful.
I don't think any good will come from Charlie asserting himself in the relationship between Chuck and Andrei, or for Elizabeth and Andrei. I don't think that him getting involved helps. I think that just makes it worse.
Made disrespectful. You've been asking questions over here, not me. And you have been making, like jokes on my behalf in front of my friends.
This is the first time we met all your friends, We're trying to like get to know you better, get to know how you grew up.
Not in that manner. Not in that manner.
In Andrei's defense, Chuck and Charlie were asking really loaded questions, and I don't think it's fair to pry into someone's personal life or what they used to do, someone's history. When you're first meeting their friends and family, I feel like that conversation at dinner was very inappropriate, and it's especially hypocritical to keep going on a tangent about Andrei's past when this entire family has a dark past.
Radu, you know why your brother left Moldova?
I know for sure that he didn't go from Moldova because he had some issues with police or some issues with law. It's like, I would have known that. He didn't do anything wrong.
I'm honestly starting to think that there is no reason that he left. I think the reason's something small, like he just wanted better job opportunities. He wanted to earn higher wages. I feel like it's something like that. I don't think he was fleeing anything. I just think they're over dramatizing it to make their segment more entertaining, which is a smart move. I'm not gonna lie.
I would know some one reason. He went in search for better life. That is enough for me. I didn't question anymore.
Oh, so you don't really know. You don't know the whole story.
I also don't.
He wanted to leave.
He didn't tell me.
Yeah, I feel like there's a constant witch hunt for the reason why this guy moved. I feel like it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, he definitely wasn't in the mafia. He doesn't have the smarts or the work ethic for that. As for anything else, any other possibility, the brother just said that it wasn't a criminal thing. So I don't really see what the big deal is. When I moved to Bulgaria, I didn't tell my brother why I was moving to Bulgaria. I was just like, hey, little brother, I'm moving to Bulgaria with my fiance. Peace, see you later, dog. And then he was like, oh dude, cool, send me pictures, you're gonna have so much fun, so happy for you. I think the show did a really good job of capitalizing on everybody's urge to know the truth. I feel like this whole segment has been so dragged on, and I'm so happy that this is my last video on this couple because I'm ready to move on to better things, man. There's not a lot of stuff to say. They all kind of bore me. My advice to Elizabeth and Andrei is that you guys should probably not refuse cameos from Yourwetsock because it's the #1 cameo and OnlyFans reviewing channel in the entire world, and that was just so upsetting, and I'm actually offended by that. Elizabeth, let's not kid ourselves. You're pretty old. You're a little too old to be daddy's little girl and be asking for money and money for a second wedding and all this stuff. At some point, you need to have your own identity and not rely on your father, and I think it's just very pathetic. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't pathetic. For Andrei, you need to work harder, stop being a bum. You can work and watch the kids. You can do both things. Make more cameos now that you have a following because of the show. I think you guys should really take advantage of that and work from home because right now it's a global pandemic. A lot of people lost their jobs. You guys have the privileged position to be able to work from home and do lazy content because you guys don't actually work hard on any videos or anything like that. What you guys produce are terrible videos and lazy content, which goes hand in hand with Cameo and with Instagram. So I think that where you guys are at right now, you should really take advantage of it because you wouldn't have it without the show.
Well, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Comment below, subscribe. Let's be friends. Follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.